as I walk the streets anywhere in this country, from Main Street to upper echelon, high-end Beverly Hills to inner city Washington, D.C., consistently there are misnomers, misrepresentations, and false perceptions about black men that whatever your social economic status is, we believe. Are there more black men in jail or in college?
That's a good question.
Jail.
Jail.
More black men in jail.
I'd have to say in jail.
More in jail.
I'd probably say there are more black men in jail.
In jail, of course.
I'm gonna say in jail.
Jail.
I would say jail.
In jail.
In jail. More black men in jail. In jail.
Is that something you heard or is that something you just feel?
No, because I work in a jail. Well, I would dare say that there are more black men in jail than there are in college.
In jail. Of course, I think it's more in jail than it is in college.
In jail.
In jail. Jail. It's probably more incarcerated than it is in college institutions. And, you gotta ask yourself who was really to blame.
The National Urban League's State of Black America, right? And it's all about the black male.
Everybody get in there together. Everybody line up.
How you doing?
Hi, how you doing? I'm filming right now, sorry. All right, everybody, are there more black men in jail or in college?
College.
Jail.
College.
Are there more black men in jail or in college?
In jail.
Are there more black men in jail or in college?
Jail.
Black men in jail or in college?
Jail.
It's a very negative thing for the young people, and to me, that is our greatest concern. What is the message that we're allowing to be put into their minds?
Are there more black men in jail or in college?
In jail.
What does that mean to you, for what you just saw here?
For us, for blacks, you'll hear the academics or even the pontificators talk about this concept of self-hate.
I don't think it's rocket scientists, or you don't have to be Dr. Freud to figure out that at some point, if you tell someone and instill generation after generation that you're inferior, and you reinforce that in law and public policy, word and deed, again, I don't think you have to go to Vienna and be the world's greatest psychoanalyst to figure out that sooner or later, that internalization is going to be driven deep.
I think the real abomination for us is really not self-hate, it's more self-doubt. Because self-hate or self-actualization, they're clearly defined. Self-doubt is that thing where you start walking down the middle of the road, and if you have that inside of you, you really, really don't know who you are. You don't know what we look like. You don't know what black men are.
Are there more black men in jail or in college?
It's probably more black men. See, I don't know. It might be about an even ratio. But I'll probably say more. I would hope to say more in college.
First and foremost, in order to even deal with the myth that there are more black men in prison than in college, we have to even, go, and the first thing we have to do is understand, where the numbers came from.
The agenda came from.
And what it was designed to do.
Okay.
Right. In when you do research, there's an axiom that says that you figure out what it is you want to say, and then you go do the research to make it say what you want it to say.
Right. Right.
Which ain't research, it's called BS.
So, we want to take a look at the truth. Are there more black men in jail or are there more black men in college? The way we're going to do this is through the Poor Man's Plasma Display or the Board of Education. This question in its inception was a game, a gambit on the black community. What you need to ask yourself is, what is the typical age range of a college person and the age range of someone in jail? College, most people fall between the age of 18 and 24. Jail is anywhere from 15 to 55. So you can see that this is truly an apples to oranges comparison. But to be fair to all the people we asked the question of, let's just look at the sheer numbers regardless of age. Prison, your hardcore greater than 1 year sentencing versus jail, your 2-bit crime. Prison had 547,200 people. Jail had 254,795 for a grand total of 801,995 incarcerated, as reported by the Bureau of Justice and Statistics. College was 864,000 as reported by the Department of Education. So for the year 2005, there were truly more black men in college than there were in jail.
That's quite a bit, but from what I hear, it's a lot of people around my age getting in jail. So what's the stats on that?
All right, this is where it gets a little tricky because I don't want to be accused of what I accuse other people of, and that would be segmenting or augmenting data or pulling out pockets of data in order to serve a purpose. But to answer the question, black men 18 to 24 years old, what do they look like? In college, there's a total of 473,000. In prison, 106,000. So the ratio of black men in college versus prison is 4 to 1.
It's 4 to 1, and nobody said anything about it. They keep telling and feeding our youth, and feeding our women, and feeding other people, feeding ourselves the fact that more men in jail, more black men in jail. And that's all we've been taught. Right. Since we were kids probably, don't go to jail, because more black men in jail.
Anytime we buy into a myth about us that says something horrible about us, it does two things. First and foremost, it justifies all the negativity that we feel anyway. Right. Secondly, it allows us who believe that we are detached from it to look down upon them.
When we talk about the media, as you know, it has a dominant effect on the thinking of all in society. We read, but more importantly, we watch in terms of TV, and what do we see? If we see all of these negative images reinforced, well, it's driven and buried deep in the psyche. And I'm not just talking about white America. I'm talking about black America, Latino America, Asian America, any America, and those that aren't even in America.
There are quite a lot of B-movies or hip-hop songs where black people, Afro-Americans, are portrayed as gangsters, are portrayed as criminals, and some people here in Germany, they take it for real.
You're all from the Virgin Islands?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you might not know about America, okay. In America, are there more black men in jail or in college?
In jail.
What your mother tell you?
What?
Don't believe everything you hear, read, or see. You know, do your own investigation.
Oh no! See, the media is only the media is only doing what we give them. If we don't give them nothing, they can't make up nothing. A made-up story it sticks out like a sore thumb. If a made-up, if somebody tell you a made-up story, you twitch your mouth on the break.
Just to say that, just finger point and put the blame totally on the media. Yes, it's done irreparable damage in terms of perpetuating the worst of the worst, the most vicious and vile stereotypes about black men. But like anything else, even within a stereotype, it's not going to fly unless there's some kernel of truth there.
That's the biggest myth in the world, that we're the people that are targeted, we're the people that everyone's trying to get. We're just the people that's always fucking up and doing shit ass backwards. That's all it really is.
It's more important to know the lyrics to the latest rap song than to understand what it is the teacher's teaching you. And so somewhere along the way, entertainment became the hallmark of strength as opposed to education. That's a problem.
Rap dialogue is said to be the language of the street. Well, what street could such hatred and malevolent vitriol be accepted as commonplace?
But the idea that it's urgent, the idea that you would write a whole book about Tupac and call him a ghetto saint, for example. The idea that he is more important to our young people now than Martin Luther King. And he is. You know, you can say just the syllables, Tupac, in a room full of very smart, poised black people 30 or under, and there will be a hush as if you said God.
You following a rapper who himself said, man, I was wrong when I wrote those songs. Yeah. I created a bad situation for myself and my community. Even himself said it, and you gonna try and find the worth in those statements.
The fact that that person and the life that he led and the message of a lot of his music has that iconic status makes me a little uncomfortable, because it seems like we have given in to this idea that just anger for its own sake, not channeled into anything constructive, is civil rights. is a racial identity, is urgent, is somehow a message that is deeper than anything else anybody gives us.
Let me tell you what we love responding to. Sensationalism. 397 people shot and killed in the city of Philadelphia, over 90% of whom are African American. Over 94%, almost 100% of them killed by other black people.
We have had, not only in Baltimore, but in Philadelphia and in New York, record homicide rates, almost all black on black crime.
Let one white Philadelphia police officer fire a shot in the direction of one of us. Let him pull out a pistol. Let him throw some gum at somebody. Oh man, we'll take, even though you got a black mayor in the city.
Yep. It's too easy. Getting mad is easy. If you're an actor, one of the easiest emotions to portray is anger. And everybody is being told that the way we're going to overcome further is just by having a tantrum.
When you're angry like that, whoever caused you to become angry can also control you. Whoever caused you to become angry can also control you. And so that's why whenever Jackson and others want to get an extra paycheck, they cry racism, and black people go into an automatic trance and follow whatever these guys ask them to do. White people run for the hills. White people run for the hills. Run for the hills.
You don't see Al Sharpton say, hey, wait a minute, why are black men, by and large, killing black men like this? What is going on?
So I watched the basketball game last night between a little bit of Rutgers and Tennessee, the women's final.
They cry racism, and black people go into an automatic trance.
Imus must go, and Rosenberg too.
Imus must go, Rosenberg too.
Mr. Imus have apologized before. He has a long record of this. What would make this any different than before?
The so-called civil rights leaders have used the civil rights movement. They took something good and turned it into evil.
Imus must go, and Rosenberg too.
Imus must go, Rosenberg too.
They're free to keep them on, and we're free to boycott, and we're going to do just that unless there's a change.
Dr. King said, for example, that we shouldn't hate our enemies, but love them, overcome evil with good.
Imus must go, and Rosenberg too.
Imus must go, Rosenberg too.
I think that Mr. Imus should be removed.
And he didn't mean that they should control us. He meant that we shouldn't hate them so that they wouldn't control us.
Imus must go, and Rosenberg too.
Imus must go, Rosenberg too.
And that's why the media plays up Jackson, plays up Sharpton as if they have a Rolodex that stops with 2 black people.
The way that we have to begin to rethink is to pull back from our constant protesting and demanding of things from the larger society, because all we're going to get from them is junk.
So that's it. What Black Men Think, Part 1. Why'd I do it? Because it had to be done. See, this movie wasn't made to say that black men don't have some challenges. We do have some problems. I'm saying the picture's not as bleak as some would have you believe. And those that would have you believe the worst in us are profiting from it. And the time has come for us to regain what we were. So we have to get back to who we were by knowing who we are, and maybe hopefully we can reconnect with one another. Go find each other.
So long, but now the truth is revealed. They told you lies, they made you cry. Ooh, thank you, Father, for setting us free for eternity. This is what black men think. What they think. No more